Turks have you killed today?
They want Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people to disappear.
Here in Australia, in Victoria, the Health Service Union has asked their members if they would also support the BDS movement. They think it's a great idea. The Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions campaign, whatever that means. And of course, I felt obliged to at least try and help explain to their members what BDS is all about. And there's a documentary filmmaker called Pierre Lehov, who's out of the Middle East studios, who's made a number of documentaries on this subject, so perhaps we'll ask him for some help.
To boycott, it's mean to destroy the bridge.
The BDS is causing harness to push us more and more towards the conflict rather than to help us as a Palestinian to find our solution.
People who lead the boycott movement, they don't care about that. In their view, the bigger struggle is the struggle to get rid of Israel, the struggle to get rid of Zionism.
We are Hamas! We are jihad!
Muslim, Jews, Christians. Israel is one of the good countries in terms of freedom of religion.
Living together, accepting each other.
We are working here all together. We feel like the big family.
We need a partner. We need someone on the other side.
We're still searching for peace. We are people who are believe in peace.
If Israel was really an apartheid country, I shouldn't be here.
The Jewish News provides an excellent message to all Health Service Union members in what supporting BDS actually means on the ground here in Victoria, because effectively you'll be boycotting things like MRI units, CT scanners, ultrasound machines, cardiac medical devices, not to mention multiple different drugs used for a multitude of purposes such as cancer therapies, cardiac therapies, autoimmune therapy, as well as for treating conditions like AIDS, HIV, liver disease, emphysema, etc., etc. Israel has provided far more help to the world than I think people have actually realised, and the BDS movement would see all that come to an end. And for all those people who are worried about the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, let me take you on a little trip there. Welcome to Gaza. Granted, that does look like an extraordinary advert for some political campaign, but it proves that Gaza's not quite the nightmare of a space that the BDS campaigners would have us believe, and therefore by association the representatives from the HSU here in Victoria. Israel's actually got an awful lot to offer, both the Palestinian territories as well as the vast majority of the world.
Your workday is stressing you out. Your smartwatch will monitor your pulse and remind you to slow things down a little, thanks to an electro-optic sensor developed in Israel. Your laptop most probably runs on a processor developed in Intel, Israel. Do you use the internet next time you visit Facebook and Google or use Microsoft products? Remember, they all use network components developed by Mellanox. From Israel, do you transfer data on memory sticks? That technology was invented in Israel. Those family and friend photos you snap with your mobile camera, the camera was developed in Israel. Enjoy getting help from Google Complete? You guessed right, that too was developed in Israel.
And when Israel suffers a setback, such as the explosion of the satellite, which would have brought internet to populations in areas that currently can't receive it, everyone suffers. So supporting Israel in their future endeavors is vital for the world.
I want to talk a little bit about Gene Wilder, just recently passed. And
you know, he was sick, and I knew it, and he was such a dear friend. And I expected it.
Yeah.
I expected he would go, but I don't know, when it happens, it's still tremendous.
So, how did these two Jews who were to become such extraordinary names in cinematography actually meet?
How'd you meet Mel Brooks?
I was in a play called Mother Courage by Bertolt Brecht, starring Anne Bancroft, whose boyfriend was Mel Brooks, and Mel came by to pick her up each evening after the show. And I was having trouble with one little section in the play, and he gave me tips on how to act Brecht. He said, that's a song and a dance. He's proselytizing about communism. Just skip over that. Sing and dance right over it and get on to the good stuff.
And who would have thought that this friendship and collaboration would have resulted in one of the most inappropriate movies ever made, which certainly wouldn't make it into the box office today, The Producers.
F4, we open on Broadway. F5, we close on Broadway. F6, we take our minibus and we fly to Rio de Janeiro.
Does their scheme work? Does this girl know? Do these boys care? Who is he? Is she a Swedish toy? Or just another pretty body? And what's their story? See The Producers, and maybe you'll find out what it's all about. Starring Zero Mostel.
I want that money!
Co-starring Gene Wilder.
My blanket! My blue blanket! Give me back my blue blanket!
And Dick Shawn as LSD.
And I give a flower to the big fat cock. He takes his clothes